Hello everybody, welcome back to Max Reviews, and with the release of Thor Love and Thunder, I've decided to rank all 4 Thor movies from the worst to the best. Let's rank them. Easily coming in last place is going to be Thor the Dark World, and this movie is just so bland. It's just so generic. It doesn't have anything special about it, anything that pops, anything that works. I don't care for it. It's not a horrible movie. Like, I'd still give this movie like a 4.5, a 5 out of 10. It's not absolute garbage, but it doesn't have anything that good. I like 2 jokes in the movie. The color is out of this movie. There's barely any color. Malekith is a horrible villain, and that's the main problem here. I think if you could get a better villain, like you make Malekith better, if you could get a better director, somebody behind this, and make Thor just a better, like, maybe, I don't know, you could go in a more dramatic, like, space Lord of the Rings and space version, or you could choose a epic romance between Jane and Thor. But whatever they did in this movie, whatever they were trying to do, it failed. This is at best just a medium, just fine blockbuster that you could watch one night and then forget the next. It looks very well. It doesn't have a bunch of technical issues. It's still well shot. It's coherent. It makes sense. It's not a horrible movie in any regard, but it is a pretty big letdown if you enjoyed the first Thor movie or if you enjoy Thor in general as a character. This is probably bottom 3 in the MCU. I don't think it's the worst MCU movie. That would be Eternals for me, but this movie just doesn't fit. It doesn't work. Loki doesn't feel as charismatic as he should. Thor doesn't feel right, and even like the death of Thor's mother, Frigga, doesn't feel like it has any weight or emotion to it. And even if it does, it feels fake because it doesn't work, because you don't care about the characters in this movie. This movie's only really good thing in it is that there's Loki, and he gives like one good joke. There's the Aether, which is introduced, and Thor makes jokes about it in Endgame. That's the only good things about this movie. Third place is going to be Thor. It was close with Love and Thunder, but I'm putting it in third place. I've never been a huge fan of it. It's fine. It's a bit mixed bag when you have Shakespearean space taking up the mantle sort of thing with Thor and Odin and Loki and friggin' all this space mythology Shakespeare stuff. And then you go to Earth and it's a bunch of jokes about Thor not understanding how things work. And I like the comedy in this movie. It's better than probably better than Thor Love and Thunder, to be honest. I know that's a bit of a stretch, but it's pretty tied with Love and Thunder for the comedy. It's right there in the middle. The characters, I don't really care a whole bunch. Loki's great. Thor's fine. Jane's not good. That's about it. Darcy's fun. And that's about it for the characters. Odin's great, but just this movie, I don't think there's that big of urgency, because Thor doesn't know that there's going to be a villain. He doesn't know the Destructor or Loki or Laufey or anything's happening. He's just on Earth chilling, and then everybody shows up. So there's no urgency in this movie. It's just, okay, another adventure with Thor. And I think it's fine for that. It could be worse, and it could be a lot less bearable. It's a good introduction to this world, and I think it's solid enough. Second place is going to be Thor Love and Thunder. You know, Thor Love and Thunder was a frustrating movie. It had great parts. It had pretty bad parts. It was tearing itself in half. And I'm going for the positive. I like this movie more than I hated it. Sure, out of all these movies, there's the most technical problems when you have some bad CG. But other than that, the stuff is pretty well done. I like the final fights and stuff. Gore is great in this movie. Probably one of, if not the best Thor villain. He's really close with Hela for me. I enjoy Gore in this movie, and that's about it. Thor's got a bit of fun stuff in there that I laughed at, but the characters all here feel pretty stupid, and the story isn't super interesting. I don't really care about Jane returning. I don't care about whatever Valkyrie's doing or Korg's doing, and it just feels stupid while also feeling sort of just going for the comedy over everything else, and that didn't work in this movie because the comedy isn't even as good as in probably Thor. This one might have better comedy. It's close, as I've said, but it's a frustrating movie. I'm still going positive. A lot of people are giving up on the MCU after this movie. I'm not. I'm still going to give it some faith after all the announcements that we've got, but still, this was disappointing for basically everybody. But first place, easy. These lists, when they come out, you guys usually already know what the list is going to be, but thanks for clicking on them, because first is easily Ragnarok. What am I even supposed to say? It hasn't been said. The comedy all works. The color is great. The villains are great. Thor is great. Loki's great. All of the characters are amazing. Just the technical stuff is great here. The emotion works. The comedy hits. The banter between Thor and Hulk and Valkyrie, and just regular, not Hulk, Bruce Banner works so well in this movie. This is, I think, top 3 MCU movies for me. I love this movie so much. It's got so much inside of it that just clicks. It works. It pops. And I really enjoy that. This movie, just all across the board, amazing. I love it. One of my favorite superhero / MCU movies. And that's my list. So thanks for clicking on it. As I've said, most of these you already probably knew, but it's just between Thor and Thor Love and Thunder. So I like Love and Thunder more. We'll see if it ages well or not. But for now, I like Thor and Love and Thunder is in second. Ragnarok's in first. That's my ranking of the Thor movies. Thanks for clicking on it. Like, subscribe to Max Reviews. Braden out.